Here's your standings then as we go into this race here at Interlagos. Maniaf leads the way, but it's just quite slight ahead of Robert Hood. Matt Woodford, myself are just sneaking into P4 with Mutt trailing me by about 15-16 points. You can see on the screen there, let's get underway here at Interlagos, and I'll give you the grid lineup right about now. So on to Interlagos then, qualifying got us underway for this one in the Subaru WRX. It's a very short one now to turn 1. Anyone that's seen the Formula 1 here will know that. A couple of good starts underway. There is a couple of cars at the back that are making good progress already. Robusta Hood's tucked up behind 35 kids. Matt Elwood already looking for a move up the inside, gets that move made. Then you got the two PlayStation cars, Rafa, then there's myself. Dixon did manage to throw one up the inside of me and get me out of the way, and then he's trying to do the same to McCreeder at the minute as well. Meanwhile, further up front is Fat Kid starting to escape away. Rovers looking for that move back on Matt Elwood, but both those guys in championship battles at the minute. So the 12 cars stream their way through with no major dramas as of yet. Everyone seems to be keeping it nice and tidy. There is now a bit more of a battle between Matt Elwood, Robust Hood and Mutt 36 for that P2 position. Maniaf holding 5th at the minute with Hazard in P6, or he was until Raffo slipped one up. Dixon's already looking to get all the way back up there as well. Currently battling with GT Raffo. Then there is myself in P9. One of the cars is ghosted there, that's Raffo. It's all getting a little bit fighty here near the back of the grid as the two PlayStation cars, myself and Raffo, start to go to work. Myself, I make a move on Raffo there, back out of it. What's happening near the front there? Fat Kids then, with all this squabbling away, starting to make a leap forward. He's on the medium tyres on the front. He wants the no stop here. So is Robert Hood. He's mediums front as well. Matt Elwood also on the medium compound tyre. Mutt, the first of the car, going for the softs on the front. Interlagos quite a high deg circuit as he does go for a look though. We've got a car off, have we not? Who was that? Have a look back from Robust Hood's perspective, see what we see. So Fat Kids is alright at the front. Is there a car that just goes there? It's Maniaf, look, it is Maniaf. Maniaf sending himself to the shadow rail. Just put everyone else up a position. Dixon's making fine progress for the field, already up to P5. Now he's going, as he always does, quite aggressive at the start, so Dixon usually does have to pit. So he has to make a lot of overtakes, especially during the first part of qualifying, if he doesn't qualify very well. Obviously he's going to have that pit stop to make. A few other cars are going to look to make it. We think Mutt might, Dixon we think will, has 91 on the super softs, so he'll be very lucky to stretch those to a one stop. Raffo on the softs as well, McCreeder on the softs, myself, I'm running softs all round. Audi Ferry super softs everywhere, so he'll be looking to push past me anytime now. P-Gib on the medium, so he's committed to that. He's committed to the no stop really, and then Maniaf on the softs. He'll have taken a little bit of life out of those as well with that little off that he experienced. Matt Elwood with a little bit of a penalty. Dixon's up to P4. Yeah, Matt Elwood, a little bit of a penalty then, so where he's picked that up I'm not too sure. Starting to be a little bit of a train. GT Raffo's got half a second as well. It's not easy to burn penalties here at Interlagos, unlike the last race we saw at Sardegna where they pretty much burned away straight away. little bit more of a challenge here as we look at Raffo going for a move potentially on Haas 91. Haas might defend that. Raffo, is he going to go for the inside? No, that's not Raffo that's going for that inside move. Give me the camera angle, please. There we go. It's Haas 91 defending it, and struggling to see. Matt Elwood still maintains that P5 position. He was just defending that position in the end. I'm starting to come under a fair bit of pressure from McCready now. These Subarus don't really suit my driving style. It's not that bad, it's just that other people have adapted a lot better to the car than I have. I just can't extract the best out of this car. There are some drivers in the league that have really got to grips with this, and they're putting in some absolutely fine performances. One of them drivers is Dixon, who's shot forward in the standings so far. They're currently holding the fastest lap of the race, 37.8. I can't remember what pace was in this, but I know the qualifying pace was in the 36s. I know that much. Right, P-Gab them. Just a bit of time this race so far as our P-Gab. We're down in 12th. We'll give him a good starting position for the next race if he can't extract any more performance out of this one. There is a good little battle going on again between Haas 91 and Matt Elwood. Matt's still got that penalty, so if he gets overtaken here, he can't go straight back on the attack again. He has to concede that. Further behind him, he's got McCready battling with GT Raffo. McCready's already dispatched myself. I'm going to try and follow my teammate and get a move made back on McCready. He's coming under a bit of a PlayStation attack now. Just managed to sneak a car's width on the inside. The door's closed a little bit there, but I genuinely don't think McCready thought it was no harm done anyway. He's absolutely fine. The worry for me is I know Audi Ferry's on an aggressive strategy and I know he's coming for me, so point I am wanting to get past a couple of these cars, but genuinely I'm not any faster than they are, so as Audi Ferry's looking right up my chuff step, we shall come back to that and see what else is happening. Fat Kid's still leading the way, obviously running the medium tyre, so he wasn't expecting to be this pacey in the opening stages. Fighting behind has helped him out. Mutt 36 and up to P2. Robles told you P3. Haas 91 has actually got himself past Dixon. Don't know what's happened to Dixon. He's got himself a 1.5 seconds worth of penalty. That's a bit of a beefy penalty there. Get that? You don't get that lightly. So you can't overtake Haas here. So Haas doesn't need to necessarily defend this. Dixon can't get past with the penalty. He's going to try and burn a little bit. He thought about a move then, but nothing doing. So this puts paid to Dixon's strategy a little bit, and he might end up getting caught back up here by Raffo and Matt Elwood and the like. Matt Elwood's actually got a penalty, so he's got to shake that off. I'm still tucked behind McCready. I'm looking again. Just proving to have good pace at the moment. I'm lapping in the 39s, but I'm in traffic and there's a little bit of time management kicking off as well. As Audi Ferry gets a very good run out of turn 4. He's going to have a look around the outside. It's not easy to stick a move around there, it's quite easy to defend it as long as I keep a wheel and I've got the inside line. All is fair at the moment, but Audi Ferry just keeps it stuck in. Them super soft tyres really benefiting for him. I managed to hold him round the outside for the time being. Just about defend that one, but Audi Ferry's got a lot of pace around the outside, so managed to keep me honest there, did he? And he'll get a good run out of the final corner as well. Potentially go for something. Dixon's got rid of quite a bit of that penalty. Still got some though, so if he succumbs to Raffo, which is looking like he might do, he's trying to defend all his might to Raffo at the minute, and just starting to close the door on him a little bit. It's getting a little bit bargy. Raffo's got that move made. He's ahead. Oh, Dixon's gone back. Oh, okay. The timesheet says Raffo was ahead. In fact, he's got penalties as well, but he doesn't need to necessarily worry about those. They're not really his concern. Still defending away to Audi Ferry. I didn't really want to be conceding this position. Yeah, if I could avoid it, but at the same point I don't want to drop too far away from the race. While we're fighting, these boys are managing to just escape away a little bit, so Rafa, Macreeda, Matt Elwood. These lads carrying penalties, it's no big deal. It's no big problem at the minute. It's a long race, you can burn them off. You've not got to burn them off in a certain amount of laps. You just can't overtake where you're carrying it, which at some tracks is easier than others. This is one of those tracks where getting rid of that penalty through the course of the race is very difficult. Some tracks are a little bit easier than others. Holds the fastest lap of the race so far, 37.7. Audi Ferry's going to have a look at me down the main straight. I need to get the slipstream from Matt Elwood for as long as possible, really. I didn't feel like Audi Ferry was close enough at that point. Matt Elwood got on the brakes very early, went quite deep, and we managed to survive that onslaught for the time being. Raffo and Dixon starting to have a little bit of a tear up again. Dixon should be able to defend that to the inside, he does. Raffo has to take avoiding action, that's not the way, but take the outside line is probably the best way of saying it. Yeah, take the outside line, let's use your racing terminology. Top 4 relatively unchanged, although I say that as Mutt frozen up the inside of Robusta Hood. He's been threatening that move actually for the last lap or so if you've been watching. He's been within striking distance, he's just not pulled the trigger yet, and Mutt 36 has now got himself into a very good position. Although Mutt running the soft tyres, you'd sort of expect that as well. Yeah, you would sort of expect Mutt on his softer tyres just to be able to get that move made. It's not the easiest track to overtake on. So Dixon now has burned that penalty away. He's down in P7 after doing so. I'm expecting to be on the attack here against Macreeda. Give me the camera angle, yeah, there we go. Has 91 pits. Quite an early pit stop for Haas. Dixon pops out the slipstreams. That's going to be a lunge and a half. That's a good move. That's a very, very, very good move by Dixon. That was just a yeet up the inside. I loved it. Oh, great. And he's got a great run on Raffo as well. Raffo's got a penalty, so if Dixon does get this move made, not much Raffo can do about it. Raffo's too late to defend that, I'm afraid. That is going to be Dixon back up to P4. So yeah, he's lost that position. He can't go on the attack. This is Dixon's big opportunity then. If he can just scuttle away up the road. If Raffo defends to Macreeda and myself, while getting rid of that penalty. This battle's kicking off all over the place tonight. It's quite an interesting one. Rover stood back up ahead of Mutt 36, we've just noticed as well. Audi Ferry, Matt Elwood, Maniaf, all still involved in this little squabble. Then it's myself and Macreeda having a little bit of a battle as well for P6. Just go a little bit too wide out the final corner. That's just going to slow me down a little bit going up the main straight, but it's Raffo just trying to burn his penalty away. He's dropping positions as well. We've got a couple of cars in the pits now. So we've got Raffo and Maniaf both pitting, then it's myself versus Macreeder. Didn't feel like the move was on at that particular moment in time. Again, because of the pit stops, and we think he's no stopping as well, might just be able to pick up a few positions. Raffo, Maniaf do both pits. Fat Kid's not doing too bad on his mediums, not too bad on his softs either, to be fair. The mediums not faring a lot better than the softs are. That being said, though, Mutt's doing an awful lot of battling on his as he gets back past Robustord once more. This is good news for Dixon, who could potentially catch up to these boys. You can see just there in the background. If these two lads carry on fighting, Dixon, who's got great one-lap pace, absolutely shredding his softs though. The rest of us just on our softs, we're doing alright with them. I was certainly sat there thinking I'm just going to stretch a no stop here and just see what happens. It's going to be really ropey towards the end of the race, but you save a lot of time by not pitting. It's kind of worth it then, as we see if anyone else peels off into the pits. This is sort of the lap that you'd think you'd do it. As I go on a bit of an adventure. I just get my braking completely wrong. Pick up a penalty as well for losing all that time. Thanks game. So I lose that place to Audi Ferry. So yeah, we've got Macreeder and Dixon in the pits. So it's going to be the same as last time then. So a battle of who pits versus who doesn't. What hasn't pitted yet? Is he going to try and stretch this? I do wonder if he's going to try something just to keep his track position. Seeing just how far back those guys that are pissing are coming out, the amount of time you lose in that stop, it's about 40-50 seconds. It's quite a lot. Let's see Robus slide back up the inside. Yeah, it's quite a lot of time you lose in the pits. So is it really worth pitting at all? Audi Ferry starting to come under pressure from Matt Elwood. Then there's myself, P6 at the moment, although I haven't pitted. So yeah, so it's I'm unsure whether this one's gonna work out or not. P-Gib up to 7th, and then we've got the first of the pit stoppers, Has91, who came in really early, so he's got to do quite a stint on them softs compared to what he was doing earlier on. But, I mean, you can manage it for 20 minutes, it's not really an issue. Dixon on the supers are going to be really quick. GT Raffo, then Macreeder, and then Manny Aff. Whereas the rest of the gang, the top 6. As it stands, all having not pitted. I'm just following Matt Elwood round at the minute. Matt's got good pace, so I don't really need to push the envelope too much. I can just sit behind him and burn his penalty away. Chasing down Audi Ferry. Audi's very, very good on his tyre management, so you can see he's got super softs and he's making them last better than people on softs, and in some cases mediums as well. Similar tyre wear to a lot of the people on mediums. Well, he's now coming under a little bit of threat from Matt Elwood. A big tyre difference between the two. So we've got Audi Ferry on the super softs, Matt Elwood on the softs, and then myself on that soft compound tyre. Nearly got rid of my penalty now, so once I've got rid of this I can go on the attack. Yeah, penalties seem to be dictating a lot of this racing at the moment. So we've got people who have got penalties that can't really battle too much. Too late for anyone to pit now. If you're not pitted already, pull the trigger this late, you're just going to lose track position. See me tucked right up behind Matt Elwood here, but there's nothing I can do, so I'll just try and back out the corner early. See, Matt goes deep. I end up actually overtaking Matt by accident because he went deep, but just to prove that I wasn't doing anything untowards, let's pull over. Let's let the guy back again. Safer to do it there than it is just to lift off during the SurferEv. I don't actually manage to burn any more of my penalty away, but we continue racing on. Matt's trying to charge down Audi Ferry, although Audi Ferry's got really good tyre management, so it's going to be a tough job. Up 36, holding the last step of the podium at the moment, chasing down Rogus to Hood with Fat Kids absolutely just dictating the race, but he's starting to feel those tyres now, as they are starting to ebb away from him ever so slightly. What else have we got? We've got Matt Elwood and myself, P5 and P6. I've nearly got rid of that penalty now, so close. P-Gib in 7th position with Haz91 in 8th. He's coming under pressure from Dixon now. Dixon's got the fastest lap of the race, 37.3. Gets rid of that penalty. He can now go on the attack. Then we've got Rafa, 1.3 seconds worth of penalties for Rafa. Then McCreed at P11 and Maniaf in P12. So that's how it stands going into the final 10 minutes here at Interlagos. This is of course the Elite 1 League in the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship Season 15. Coming towards the end of the season now. We've got this round and one more, which is yet to be raced. As I record this video, this race in Monza's obviously already happened. And then we go to, I think it's Suzuka and Nürburgring Nordschleife, 24 hours for our final little showdown. See, I've got 0.003 of a penalty remaining. It just won't go. So I cannot yet attack or go on the attack against Matt Elwood. And obviously, because it's on the mediums, I do feel like in some corners I've got the pace. It's just Matt is a good driver, so he kind of can mask that. Just general good race craft is probably the best way of putting it. Penalty gone, can go on the attack. So let's see if I manage to get that P5 spot. So yeah, Dixon's got past Haz91. He's going to try and chase P-Gib down now. It should be easily done because P-Gib's on the mediums on his lap in 2 seconds a lap slower than Dixon is, because of the medium shod tyre. So in theory, Dixon should get him pretty quick. Fat Kids have got an absolutely dominant lead at the moment. Just pulling a gap to Mutt as well. Is there an overtake happening here between me and Matt Elwood? Yes, there is. Get myself up to P5. I get the centre S's wrong though. That gives Matt just a run on me. I'll just absolutely mess up the second part of the centre S. So let's see if Matt gets his move made back. Not at that point in the corner, but he's still alongside. Good racing here. We're giving each other plenty of room. It's nice, it's respectful. I do enjoy racing with Matt. There's never any issues really. It's always good fun and it's a good battle. We're pretty similarly matched on pace, so it's usually a good race when me and him occupying the same part of the track. But for the time being, just managing to keep myself ahead, and that's pretty much purely on tyres. I've just got slightly grippier tyres than Matt has, so I can just brake a little bit later and hold a little bit more into the corner. If we're on the same tyres, it'd be a lot closer. You know, it'd be a bit more of a side-by-side battle. P-Gib's got nearly 3... P-Gib, what have you been doing? You've been running over like babies on the start line or something for GT Sport to give me nearly 3 seconds worth of penalties. That's pretty epic, that is, my dude. Dixon's still lapping in the 39s. So doing quite an okay job at the moment. Has91's been racking up those pens as well, so Raffo, who's also got a penalty, can't overtake him yet. This is Mclaren territory. If Mclaren can get his foot down, he can overtake the 2 cars ahead. They can't do anything about it. They can obviously defend, they're allowed to defend the position, but they're not allowed to overtake or re-overtake. Based on the penalty situation. So they're just trying to burn away the penalties so they can. It is frustrating when it happens like that. Kids, absolutely dominant. I'm just constantly impressed with this guy. I've seen some dramas going off in the background. What was happening there? What's happened to Haas? Oh, there he is. He's going off roading. Look. Still don't burn his penalty away. I bet GT Sport gives him half a second penalty as well. I bet it does. Be surprised if it doesn't. No, survived. Alright, so yeah, Mclaren territory then. Can he get Raffo? I kind of hope he don't, because Raffo's my teammate. But again, Mclaren, another racer that has impressed me this season. Promoted from a lower league. Granted, he had a very good season last season as well. He was pretty much neck and neck with James Harben for wins and stuff, and they were giving each other a lot of jip, and it was good fun. But yeah, Mclaren come into Elite 1 this season, and he chose violence. He chose to fully compete, and he brings it every single week. So it's good to have him on board as well. Dixon, the king of the one lap. Got to be closing in on a record for how many fastest lap awards he can win in the league. Because he just has these super aggressive strategies, whereas everyone else just tries to manage. He does very well in qualifying as well. He's a very fast guy. Super nice as well if you've ever spoke to him. He's a little bit robust on the racetrack, but I'm pretty sure he'll be the first one to admit to that. But yeah, he's a nice kid. We like having Dixon around. So. He's on the superstars. He's really reeled P Gib in now. P Gib dipping into the 41s and 42s. Whereas Dixon just about nipping into the 38s now. He's getting that tyre wear. The problem is then, Dixon's just got no time to get any further up. So yeah, he may well try and get P Gib. And if P Gib's car looks like it's doing weird things, he was racing this race on a controller in a Holiday Inn. That is such the level of dedication that the drivers have. I think he'd set his PlayStation up on like a Corby trouser press or something, and he was just parked at the end of his hotel room bed playing GT Sportables on a Friday night. Dixon though does get him around the outside. That's the Supersoft speaking. That's Dixon up to P7. That is, I don't know why he's defended it. P Gib can't attack it. There we go. And Matt Elwood's got a little bit of a penalty as well, so I've managed just to pull away just a little bit. Half a second or so. Mutt has absolutely shredded his tyres to pieces. I was catching Mutt at a rate of knots as Audi Ferry's actually got him. And you see Mutt's last lap was a 42.1. I was catching Mutt at a rate of knots at the minute. Given that my tyres aren't much better, I've still took quite a lot of life out of them. They were still holding on relatively well. I was just being really careful with them. catch him up. So can I get myself into P4? Saying this like I don't know the answer, but I've got to keep it interesting for the audience. Hold on. So how many minutes left? 1.5. We'll get another one in after this. I think we'll get to 20 laps. Right, so let's have a little bit of a field recap, see what could happen in the closing stages. And we've got about 30 fat kids just doing 30 fat kids things and getting out in front and absolutely leading the way. Great performance so far. Robustod P2 for Robustod. Pretty comfortable as well. He's got quite a good gap over Audi Ferry. Audi Ferry holding that P3 with Mutt in 4th. Then there's myself giving chase in P5. Matt Elwood staying in the fight as well in P6. Then we come to the guys who have made pit stops. It's Dixon holding down 7th at the moment, ahead of Macreeda. Then we've got Raffo. Then we've got Maniaf in 10th. These two having a good little battle. P. Gibbs had some sort of accident. He's down in 11th. Just watching this little battle between these two to see if it transpires of anything. Yeah, P. Gibbs, was he just trying to burn penalties? Because he's got rid of some of it. He's got 1.5 seconds left, and then has that one with 3.5 seconds worth of penalties. This is pretty much the only battle on track at the moment between Maniaf and Raffo. They're going to run out of time. Who else is going to run out of time? So I think, yeah, that's it. That's it. I think. Let's just go back and see who we got. So just clocked the clock at the bottom. We've got 15 seconds remaining now. So Fat Kids is going to get round to do another lap. So he'll get round to that, and then it'll be Robust to Hudge. Will he get round as well? He will. He'll do a 20th lap. A 19th lap rather than. Audi Ferry is going to be the first car to finish. Hold down P3, then Mutt 36 in 4th. Myself get 5th in the end with Matt Elwood in 6th. Dixon is going to be the first of the pitters to come in. Then 8th is Macreeda. Maniaf just ahead of Raffo as well. This would have been pretty close. I want to see this because I know this were close before. We were watching their fight earlier on in the lap. Just holds the throttle through the corner, gets it on. Yeah, Raffo just exits just a little bit scruffy, and then it is just a drag race between the two cars. Yeah, Maniaf gets the inside line. Raffo's just going to try and hang in there. It's going to be close between the two, but yeah, Maniaf does get it. The battle of the Irishmen. Maniaf wins this time round. Then P. Gibb in his Holiday Inn finishes in 11th place with Has 91 picking up even more penalties. 8 seconds now in P12. But the man of the moment, that's just been absolutely a dominant force at Interlagos here is Mr. Fat Kids. He has got a penalty to burn away though. He's got to get rid of that. I don't think Robus is close enough to really take advantage of it, but one little mistake, you know, a couple of corners left, one little mistake could see Robus to snatch a victory here. We will watch just one more corner really to go for Fat Kids. A couple more actually, because the way these are all flat out, they're not really corners. But this here is classified as a corner, which of course it is. And then just one more which lines you up with the start finish straight. And it is going to be 30 Fat Kids takes the win at Interlagos. You're just going to chirp that penalty away. There he goes. Takes the win, and Robust Hood grabs P2.